video and
The pandemic isn't over, but I feel like hopefully by the end of the year we'll have a handle on it.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Oh, also, shout outs to Nate and Lauren.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Shout outs. Yeah. All right, we back, y'all. Community Coalition Show. That's how we're gonna get
What's
started.
good, gang gang?
It wasn't David 2K. We in this thing, man.
Yep.
So there's a lot going on today.
Yep.
I'm hoping. Oh man, I'm hoping with this. I'm hoping with this one. I really want to be informative here.
Mm-hmm. Not
But
only that, I feel like people are going to be mad.
yeah, I'm gonna piss some people off today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's just in nature. It is.
Yeah. Today it's okay.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I'm not like this is something I feel like it's gonna piss people off regardless, right?
Yeah.
Like this.
I feel like every time we pod, we piss someone off.
Piss them off because it's opinions.
Yeah.
And when someone has a different opinion than you, they don't like it.
Yeah.
When at the end of the day, it's just opinions, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, and even on the show, sometimes we joke. I know we have fun, and then we do things like this where it's like a little bit more research based. But at the end of the day, if you agree with it, you're listening, you're watching, and it's like, okay, I hear what you're saying. But if not, it's okay.
It is.
What's going, y'all?
It really is.
You can choose not to listen. I remember when I created the Community Coalition Show, I knew this show wasn't going to be for everyone. It's okay. My goal was hopefully maybe we can get some conversation started, have people thinking, just to provoke some thought. But, sometimes it's not going to be for everybody. Not everybody's going to agree, right?
Yeah. So, I'm cool with it.
Yeah. So I'm swinging hard coming out the gate. Like we just, I want to have this whole conversation about I'm a conservative media, but it's not really about conservative media.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
It's about media in general.
Okay.
And
like how we consume, how we
consume it also, but like how it's controlled.
Okay.
There are people see different things when it comes to media. They're exposed to different things. We all don't get the same media news.
Right.
Or
it's the algorithms.
Sometimes it's the algorithms, but also just where you get it from. So like I went down this whole path, like, conservative media.
Yep.
Got to this point and I wanted to do this particular show because if you watch news outlets, if you watch anything politics, which has been everywhere,
yep,
you can't escape it. If you watch like TV at some point, right? And you go back and forth, conservative media, conservative news, this channel's conservative, this channel's not. Like everyone has their camps and their sides, right?
Absolutely.
You're like liberal, like so. And then when you start talking to people, and I know people have experienced, I know everyone has experienced this at some point. You're on social media, you have conversation with people, whoever, everyone again has their sides.
Yep.
Republican, conservative, not like, and the things they say and what they believe are, like I said, everyone has their own camps, right?
Yeah.
So I got to thinking, I was like, where is this coming from? We know Democrats, Republicans, that's age old. So I know where that comes from. Like, just like I guess with the evolution of news and media.
Bro, I'm sorry. I had a thought. Like, what if Bloods and Crips had like their own news networks?
But I mean, that's kind of what it's almost like at this point.
Yeah, it is.
And people they will die for this stuff.
Absolutely.
I believe
not only people will die, people have died.
They have died, and they've been trying. Like,
right.
You can't tell me that whole like the storm the Capitol thing. Like, people did die for that.
People did die.
People did for real. Like,
people got hurt, man.
Yeah. So we're here. Like, might as well call it Bloods and Crips. It's blue and red pretty much when it comes to politics for real.
Absolutely.
So I just, the conversations I have with people, because I have to live in this world, right? And it's just, you hear people say things And sometimes I'm like, where'd you get that from?
Mm-hmm.
Like when people talk about some of the news and just throwing things out there. For example, some people, the Capitol, they were patriots, and then somebody else will say they were thugs, they stormed the Capitol, and it's like it's amazing to me the different interpretations you get from the same event, same politics, the same stuff we see, but there's very different interpretations of it, right?
Right.
So I like where the hell does this come from, right? I kind of know the answer.
I think one part is the media and how they frame certain headlines. Like you said, maybe on Fox News it says, "Oh, people went to the Capitol to try to confront the Senate."
Yeah.
And then on maybe on BET it says, "Yo, these thugs stormed the Capitol."
Exactly. So that's exactly what it is. Where people are getting their information from.
Right.
And it's really fascinating when you start to see, I mean, we all know they're out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You follow some of this stuff. People generally know, like, Fox News is generally conservative. CNN, MSNBC, some may not quite be in the newspaper. It's everywhere now. No matter what form of media, social media, podcasts, news, newspapers, whatever now. And everyone has their backing. A lot of times they come from who funds that particular outlet, owns it, who's paying those bills, but they're there, right?
Yep.
And so, I tried to look at this objectively, not trying to like take sides, even though I kind of know where I lie with some of this stuff, right?
Yeah, same.
When it comes to how we interact with each other, I had to understand, like, there are people that see a different set of information than I do.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, where is it? So I went to go see. I went to go research and dig for myself. So again, started, just searching certain things, like certain ones we know that are out there. Like, again, generally Fox News, we kind of know it's been traditionally more conservative, started off really like more pro-Trump, things like that. I don't know, but so much recently they kind of, but so that
they kind of like backed off of that a little bit.
Yeah, and apparently they're taking a hit, and depending on where you read, how people view Fox News, right? So I went and did some other ones. Like I went to like Newsmax. Newsmax is another big, apparently, like website, very conservative site. Was it OAN, which is like One American News?
Yeah, I've heard about that one.
That's
like Trump's new one that he's rocking with, because he said that Fox News is like not rocking with him anymore.
Yeah, so he's like, he found somebody to rock with him, So like I went on their site, so I started reading some of the articles, started reading some of the blogs. I just wanted to check it out,
Right.
So what I did was then I went back to other ones that I know were kind of like on the other end. For me, Washington Post is pretty much one. It's local here, so I can quickly access that. New York Times, things like that.
Right.
And just to read, something comes out. Read an article from one of the conservatives. Read an article from the other one.
Right.
Only different interpretations of what just happened here.
Yep.
And that happens a lot. I'm reading.
It does, and like the way that conservative media like frames some articles, it's wild.
Yeah. So here's what kills me though, right? They think the same thing about the other end, right?
Right.
Therein lies the problem. So you have so pretty much the country's pretty much almost divided at this point.
Right.
You have half the country that sees one set of media. It seems credible. They read it. Sounds good. Oh man, okay, I see where they're coming from here. Plus also where they're from, socioeconomic status, peer group, environment, neighborhood, all these things play a part in this. When everyone else around you is seeing this too, y'all get together, y'all get to talking.
Right.
You believe it. Then you have the same thing on the other side.
I never thought about that, actually. Like I thought so me and my sister we've talked about she's been talking about how like how are people not getting this news because like it has to be that they aren't getting the same information that we're getting.
Yeah, and that's
And that's crazy to me. Like you hear one thing and I guess you form an opinion on it, and then you hear maybe the same thing on another network, and it's like a total 180 from what the other network is saying.
exactly. Exactly. Like I was just early today, I'm reading up on stuff like the whole impeachment trial. It's over. He got acquitted. Conservative media, Trump won. Trump won. It's more like a victorious thing. The other end, okay, what we going to do now? What happened? What went wrong? Kind of thing. You're kind of getting that vibe, you know?
They kind of analyze everything about it.
Yeah, but it was like two totally different viewpoints. One side viewed it as we won. He got off. We good. What's next? The other side was like, well, what we gonna do? More of like a non-celebratory tone.
Mm-hmm.
Reading some of the media, two totally different viewpoints from the same event, right?
Right.
And so as I'm digging deeper, I begin. It's not that, like I said, I understand why.
Right.
I'm not saying I agree. I'm saying I understand why this happens. Because again, if that's what you go to, we all have things that we go to. We got websites that we like to read from. We got social media we like to go to. Certain people we follow. They agree with all the whole nine. So this happens, right?
Right.
Everybody got these things. Like I said, the country's divided. So one half is really getting one thing, they're going to that. The other half is right. Especially with social media, how the algorithms work. Once you start going to one thing, that's what they start sending you.
Right.
Especially like Facebook. If you start looking at conservative media, that's what they're going to show you.
Yeesh.
So that's what you're exposed to, and that's what you're going to see more often, right?
Mm-hmm. Because they're watching you. They're pretty much watching you like do everything that you're doing on social media.
Yeah.
So like you hit like on a MAGA post, you start seeing MAGA posts.
Seeing more. You may start seeing like a Newsmax article. You may start seeing this stuff. They may show you blogs and podcasts to listen to that are more conservative. So it just happens. It starts to happen, right? Then, like I said, also the people around you, you start listening to each other. You start listening to what they're saying.
Yep.
I know this person. This person seems smart. It must be true. It must be right. This is what happens with people. So,
but also, like, have you had a conversation with that person to form that opinion? Oh, hey, this person seems smart.
But that's what happens with information and people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, even outside of this stuff, we take from people we deem are credible, and we listen to them.
Absolutely.
And because we think they're credible, we kind of assume they know what they're talking about.
Right.
Well, a lot of times we don't go back and fact check them because we deem them as being okay. You know what he's talking about. He may be an expert. He may have opinion, experience in this. And we've
like there was one time where I'm not sure if you remember this. There was one. I think there was like a fire somewhere, and this news outlet interviewed one dude, and he seemed like he was there. He's like, oh yeah, I was there. This happened, and on social media, he has a post that says, "Yeah, I didn't know what I was talking about."
But the things people, and I'm not even saying people fraud and scam. They do fraud and scam, but a lot of times we just take people for their word,
right?
Just because of who we believe they are. I mean, look at Trump.
Yeah,
people think because he was rich and he talks a good game. People took him for his word on a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff he's saying was some straight garbage, straight BS. My man was flat out lying on stuff.
Yeah,
but people took him for his word.
Yeah, and there are people crying, literally crying on social media right now.
Yeah, people
like
for his word.
Come save us.
Yeah, Or I mean,
Nah, bro, you lost.
there's people that still think the election was stolen and rigged
Right. Like, how
because
do you think that?
well, because a person that was deemed as credible made it seem like it was. And because they deemed that person as a higher, they looked up and higher and they seen him as being someone they thought he knew he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You roll with this stuff. That's what I'm.
Right.
It's almost like it takes me back to psychology days, really.
Mm.
And how people process information, how we take our information,
Right.
From our environment, things like that, certain factors, and we all have our own, I guess, our own personal algorithms, really.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I get that.
That we use
Mm-hmm.
to decipher what's going on around us, right?
Right. Like
So
if you tell me the sky is blue and I'm colorblind and I say the sky is purple,
yeah,
like
not,
that's yeah, and like I feel like in a way that's like the algorithm working in like two people's favor, in
yeah,
like different people's favor.
yeah. Or take that same scenario. What if you're not colorblind?
Mm.
You can see the sky is clearly blue, but
And
I
I just say it's
purple.
and I just say it's purple.
Yeah, and because I tell you it's purple enough times and I keep beating it over your head,
Mm-hmm.
you finally begin to, well, damn, maybe it is purple.
Yeah, and it starts to force you to see it as purple.
Yeah,
You just say, okay, that's purple.
yeah, people can
I
really
see it.
manifest and they really believe it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been telling you it's purple this whole damn time, and people really start to take that in.
Mm-hmm.
We can do that. That's how powerful our brain is, and that's how scary it can be sometimes.
Absolutely.
So the root of where your information is coming from is so important.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why also I believe it's so important too, that sometimes we got to go see what else is out there.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do our own fact checking and we got to do our own research.
Absolutely.
I went and looked at these websites. I listened to some of these podcasts. I listened to Ben Shapiro, Rush Limbaugh, heard for years. Guys like, even like Candace Owens and them. It was painful to listen to.
I bet.
But I wanted to see what else was out there.
Mm-hmm.
And again, totally different set of information.
Right.
Almost to the point where like I'm listening to it, I'm like, damn, like if you don't know better, you would not know the truth.
Right.
If you don't dig and you don't research and you don't seek on your own, I totally get how people fall into the trap.
Mm-hmm.
Either side. And at this point, I'm saying either side. I'm not even going to sit here and say that one side is better than the other. I'm not. That's where we are. We have to dig deeper, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That was the conclusion that came out of this little experiment I did.
Right. I actually really like that you did that, and like the fact that you went out of your way to go see what else is out there. A lot of people don't do that. Like I don't do that.
And that's my thing.
Because
yeah.
And I don't do that because I don't like when I hear certain, like when Fox News plays in our house, in like the first like 5 seconds, they say something wild. And I'm just like, all right, I'm out. Peace.
Yeah.
Honestly, it pisses me off when I hear something that's like just straight up not true on the news, especially because you not only do you have a national audience and you're talking to millions of people, like you have this platform and you choose to lie on it. You straight up you like go out of your way to make sure that you say stuff that isn't true, and that just doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, and it shouldn't. And I think that's why again, going back, I'm gonna dig some layers deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Think about where our news comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Think about who owns news networks, news outlets. They're not independent for the most part.
Right.
They're owned by an entity that has a special interest in something.
Right.
That's true. That interest, they're using the news. That's their outlet to feed it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like having a megaphone.
Yeah.
The news outlets are their personal megaphones.
Hmm.
It's like several companies that own a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like for example, I'm just throwing this out there, but if you think about Washington Post, big newspaper, we're in the DC area.
Hmm.
Who owns it? Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
You know, like
Oh yeah, I think I've actually heard that.
there's a lot of, and these rich guys own a lot of these companies.
Hmm.
So at some point, they own the company. Like, well, this is what I like to hear. I'm going to funnel this out. This is what I want people to know.
Right.
So there's a lot of agendas.
Hold on. You said something there. I'm gonna funnel this. Exactly. And hey, I like this information. I want other people to know this information.
Yeah.
Boom. The
Oh,
share button, the retweet button, the whatever other social networks have. That's exactly how all of this stuff happens.
yep. I'm going to throw another name out there. Rupert Murdoch.
Mm,
He's an Australian-born media tycoon in this country.
okay.
Australian-born, right? Not
I've
saying
heard the name.
anything, but it might. This guy is notorious. He owns a lot of news outlets, but this guy is notorious for pushing agendas
Mm,
with outlets. Think about it. These guys are rich. These guys back candidates. These guys have special interests in everything.
hmm.
So if I want to get a message out, hey, funnel that through the newspaper.
Mm,
Funnel that through our TV, our network. This stuff happens, y'all. Don't think that the news is just independent and these people are reporting the truth. No, everything has an agenda.
right.
That's another layer. It's another layer we have to understand.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't think a lot of people get to that point.
Hmm.
Because, and I'm saying this stuff to say that if you begin to understand these layers and you begin to peel them back, you begin to understand everyone else.
Right.
It makes these conversations, dare I say, easy to hear because I get where it's coming from there.
Hmm.
I have a friend, like I grew up with him. I think I've talked about him before. I'm not gonna put his name out there on the show, but he's a white guy. He's definitely conservative. He's definitely Republican, right?
Hmm.
When I first started watching this stuff on like social media and Facebook and stuff, I started reading his posts.
Hmm.
Like, damn, what is wrong with my man? What is he talking about? My man is tripping. Like, but because I understand where he gets his information from,
Right.
and now when I read his stuff, I'm like, okay, I see where he gets his information from.
Hmm.
It makes me not be frustrated at the man as much. I say much because sometimes the damn is frustrating, right?
I bet.
But I see what's happening here. I see the game. So rather than so much blame him and he's wrong, and no, I see the game that's happening here.
Right. You see the whole. You see
Yeah,
the whole thing about like getting different information from different.
yeah. He put a post out like 2 days ago. I was like, oh, you read that Newsmax article. I read that same damn article. I know where you got it from.
Yeah.
All he's doing is taking what he's sharing and he's posting it, just like we all do.
Hmm.
So, like I said,
I mean, we all don't do that.
maybe not so much.
Especially like I've I'm a victim of this. Like there are a lot of things that I see that I see it and then I post it. Like there's a lot of like I've become better, but at the same time, like I don't read the article a lot of the time unless like I see something that like I'm either very interested in or I like want to learn more about, or I see something like outrageous and I read the article and maybe it's something that they're saying that they're not saying or something like that.
Yeah,
Like I've had to become better about that.
yeah. And I know we're talking about like conservative media and politics,
Hmm.
but there's other subjects that we do this with too.
Yeah.
Like our entertainment news, our music.
Yeah.
It comes from somewhere. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Like we see World Star Hip Hop. We see Jezebel. We see TMZ.
yeah. Like think about sometimes, and I don't know, I don't want to get too far from what like our main topic is, but like,
Right.
but think about like a World Star, for example. You read a World Star article
Hmm.
or TMZ.
Yeah.
was put stuff out before it was even fact checked.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even know it was true, but we took and we ran with it, right? How
Right.
many? I think about how many times, like when we be on social media and somebody reports that a celebrity passed away and it wasn't true.
Yeah.
Stuff like that happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
you see it and they just want to get it out. We're very reactionary. You know,
Yeah, it's with them. It's always about being first and not being
right?
correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So even coming back to this conservative, liberal stuff,
Hmm.
you know, but I mean, like, is this is where it is? So, like, I think as a people, like you were saying, we got to do a better job of like pausing for a second, reading the information, and sometimes I don't even know how to say like because it's not common sense, but we
Hmm.
need to have more awareness
Right.
of what's happening around us in this world.
Absolutely.
And sometimes we have to use some of our experience to say, that don't sound right. You know, like we have that in us sometimes.
Hmm.
And that's why I'm saying if you don't understand, check out the other side of the fence. Check
Yeah.
out what's happening on the viewpoint that you don't agree with. And you'll see two different stories. You'll see two different viewpoints. You
Hmm.
might like to hear it. And I get that because that's part of us. Like if we know it's not right, it's hard to we don't want it to. But I think sometimes we got to just do that just to see what's going on. Sometimes you
Absolutely.
got to poke your head out of the hole. You know, sometimes you got to drive by the neighborhood you might not want to go to all the time.
Mm.
See what's good. If we stay in our bubbles, we will never grow. We will never learn. We'll never see what's outside of it. And
Hmm.
that's part of the problem too. Everybody likes their little bubbles. We like our little information bubbles that we go to,
Hmm.
but it's only feeding us part of the story.
Right.
If that, it may not, like. So that's where I'm getting at here. Yes, there's a lot of misinformation out there. Some
Absolutely.
of it is flat out wrong. Some of it is bent. Some of it is skewed. We got to take our time and get this information right because what's happening and what we're seeing now is that look how divided we are
Hmm.
because of this. Because of where we get our information, because we're loyal to a side, you
Yeah.
know. And there's a whole other podcast I want to do about that in general. I'm gonna get to that at some point. I'll say this for Black people and Black community.
Hmm.
Everybody's so caught up on Democrats and Republicans, but has either side done anything for us lately?
Mm.
Stop being caught up in a side and start learning what's going on around you.
Right.
That's what I would say. I got a whole podcast ready for that. I got
Yeah.
a whole show ready for that. I'm gonna do that.
That's got to be like we need like a group episode for that.
I'm gonna piss everybody off
Oh
because
yeah.
that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. We're
Hmm.
so caught up on who's doing what and what side we're listening to. Is anything really getting done for us?
Right. How am I benefiting, or how are we benefiting from what's going on?
So it's almost like if I can keep somebody in a bubble. Think about what news. If I can keep you over here, I can keep you in this little bubble. You listening to us, you watching us.
I can make you think anything.
Control you. It's control.
Right.
That's why information is so powerful.
Hmm.
That's why
Knowledge is power.
that's why this stuff is still big business. Don't believe the hype.
Hmm.
One form of media like newspapers may not be as strong, but shoot, we on social media, we on the internet now.
Right.
There's a reason why billionaires own these companies.
Hmm.
It's not because it's like a little okay, something to do. There's power and control and money in it.
Right.
There's a reason why other countries like Russia were trying to use social media to sway elections.
Mm.
The reason why Trump got banned from social media
Hmm.
it wasn't because he was wild out, because they kind of deemed like, hey, this is getting too powerful. Hey, wait, too much.
Yeah.
It wasn't because of him and they thought he was wild and they started seeing the power in what was happening.
Right.
Like that's what this is coming down to at the end of the day. We got to be more responsible with the information we take in. We have
Absolutely.
to take the time to figure it out, to do the research, to dig deeper.
To read the
Read.
article.
Black men read.
Yes, we do. Black men read.
And so, like, and black women too, black people, like,
Black, yes, absolutely.
We got a whole other thing going.
Sorry, we got an initiative, Black Men Read, you know, hashtag it, all that.
So, but that's what it is. So, like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to dog the conservative side too much because we're just as guilty of it over here on the liberal side, wherever you fit it.
Absolutely.
You know, we got to get out of this rut, and we got to start opening our minds up to everything.
Yep.
You know, so don't get caught up in the, like you called it earlier, like the Bloods and Crips, the gang culture almost. Like, that's what politics is becoming. It's almost becoming gang culture.
It pretty much is at this point.
Yeah, you pick a side, you live or die, you ride or die with it. And if somebody say something you don't agree with, you attack.
Right.
That's what we are.
And the sad thing about that is that, like, not only are there I should not do that. Not only are there Republicans and Democrats, there are libertarians, there are there's the Tea Party.
Yeah, there's like moderate, conservative, like it's
like
little pockets and all of this stuff.
There's levels to this.
There's levels. And it comes down to, like, again, it's almost, to me, it kind of reminds me of, like, I was having this conversation about religions. So think about, like, Christianity, for example. One book. How many people interpreted it differently? How many
denominations are there?
Yep. Because it's how people took the information. Oh, I've read this one way. No, I don't agree with you. Now we're gonna start our own thing over here. We out.
Yeah, like we have a Baptist church. There's a Lutheran church. There's
so many. People have gone.
There are Orthodox churches. Like,
yeah, people have died, fought wars, all types of stuff over how we disseminate information.
Right.
Same thing here. This is where we get to. I'm telling y'all, we gotta be careful out here.
Right. And real quick, it's funny how, sorry, this is kind of a side thing, but like, it's funny how one book can like just like have so many different ways of like be analyzed in so many different ways, to the point to where there are like over maybe 100 denominations of a church.
Yeah.
Of churches, I should say.
And that's crazy. So that's what I said. Think about something like that. Now think about a news outlet. Same thing.
And it's the exact same thing.
Yep.
You see one thing and there are 100 people that see it a different way. Or have their own story through what happened.
Yeah. Think about it. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, and that's why, look at recent politics. You take someone that was as controversial and polarizing as like Trump was, right? And there's a whole bunch of people who viewed him as a leader. He's our guy. And they were fed that. Like I said, I was literally reading an article earlier today. Trump victory. He won. He beat the impeachment. That's how they looked at it. Like, oh, this is our guy. He won. He's the leader.
Yeah, he may have beaten the impeachment trial, but what they're saying right now is that there are a whole bunch of other lawsuits that are about to come.
That's the thing. So see, and that's what I'm saying. So like, if you read that article in Newsmax, they ain't talking about all that. They talking about the victory.
Yeah.
What's next? What's he about to do next? How's he going to lead the party? What is he going to do? And then you got a whole bunch of people over here talking about, hey, well, we got some other stuff coming. We ain't done with him yet. Hold on, wait. Oh, it's like, okay, like.
That's that one kid that said, that's that one kid that says, so what's our whole, and then someone just tries to smack that kid. Say, hey, shut up.
And this is what happens. So then, like, go to any social media post, or anybody posts anything about politics. I was reading articles, read the comment section under these, and it is battle.
Man, comment sections are the worst and funniest and like the most sad parts of social media that you will ever see.
It is a literal verbal battle in these comment sections.
It's verbal vomit.
Yeah.
Like
People,
that's
people are spewing how they feel. They're bashing each other. They're really going on each other like they know these people in the comment section. Oh, I hate you. You're a racist. How can you even say that? How can you even? Fam, it's opinions.
right.
And I mean, some of it is. It's hard to read sometimes. You know, it's you got to like I said, you got to be able to learn and figure out to take it in. And it is a lot, and it's a lot of emotion.
Absolutely.
People are this is emotional is the best word I can use.
Yeah, like I could say something about California. You know I'm from California. The listeners know that I'm from California, but but I live in Maryland.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, "Oh, you don't know nothing about California. You don't know nothing about the Bay. What do you mean? You wear this Warriors hat? Like, what do you mean? You don't know?"
Yeah. Or I mean, we've gone through this before on social media. Think about
absolutely we have
opinions and takes right on the floor. People, you're a clown. How could you say that? We don't know what you're talking about. And then you're like, wait, pause, slow down. And then you give them a logical explanation, but like sometimes they don't want to hear it because they've already got their mind made up on what they already think is right.
Right.
So it's like that's why sometimes even hard to hold a conversation.
Absolutely. Social media really isn't for conversation.
It's not anymore.
People on social media aren't here for conversation.
Yeah, they're not. They're here to share their opinions, and it's almost like to be agreed with now.
No, it's really it's more, hey, I think this, I know I'm right. Everything else outside of this is stupid, and you're stupid, and everything you think is stupid.
Yeah, like I said, like you have to agree with everybody all the time now.
Right.
If you don't, you're the enemy.
There's a very like yes man culture that we have right now.
It is, and that's a whole bunch of layers into that too. That's a
wow. I did not. That was a bar. I did not.
Yeah.
That was.
yeah. So
there's a lot going around right now.
Yeah. So I wanted to share that. That was the thing. You know, just wanted to get that across. For me, it was a good experiment to do. You know, for me, like I said, I live in this world, so but just to do it as an exercise again, just kind of keeps me grounded, kept me level, kept me kind of like focused on. Don't forget what's really happening here. Don't get caught up in this stuff. You know, like remember big picture.
Right. So, ooh, that's another one. Look at the big picture.
That's what it is. It's
because what you're looking at right now, that's just like a line.
So it's a blip a lot of times, really. You know, like I said, remember the game that's being played all around us. It's not even one.
We're not the only people playing the game.
Yeah. There's a bunch of games being played.
You are not the only person in this game.
Yeah.
Everybody's playing.
Yep. And
even if you don't think that even if you think you're not in the game, you're in the game.
You're in the game somehow. Because I mean, if you're listening, you're reading, you're consuming, you're part of it.
And this is the Matrix, like,
and it's nasty. It's ugly. It is not honest. It is not moral. It is not about you. At the end of the day, like we have to realize those things. Even when it comes to the news, the information, it's not about you.
Yeah, but
already said.
I think on social media, people think it's what this person said this about these people. That's me. What? No,
everyone thinks it's about them. Everyone thinks it's about them. They think there's a connection somehow. They think like certain things matter. They don't. They don't. We have more power than we think, though.
Right.
We can decide. We have choices.
We do.
But a lot of times, though, to make that power go, we need each other.
Absolutely.
And that's why, especially as the Black community, I'm trying to appeal to everyone. Because if we begin to open our eyes up, if we begin to take in information, we have a better chance together.
Absolutely.
We
are the coalition. This is the community coalition show. We're trying to bring people together. We're trying to get all this information out, and we're trying to have a conversation.
Yeah. But if we allow people to keep us in these pockets, these bubbles,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to stay in the same situations,
Right.
in systems that aren't designed for us,
Mm-hmm.
to keep us down. They are. And that's another thing. Let's
Right.
say the truth, and this is part of how the system keeps us down.
Absolutely.
Lack of exposure to information, lack of resources, all types of stuff. Manipulation is happening on this level.
Right.
So that's why we gotta get this thing going.
We do.
So that's my piece.
Yeah.
I think you said there was some videos with some Bobs and Karens.
Yeah.
You have some.
Yeah.
I think I took a look at a couple of them. I know you seen me some. What we got?
Yeah. I want to talk about. So the first one I want to talk about is there's a lady in a store. I don't know what store it was. Could have been. I don't want to keep. I feel like I keep throwing Walmart under the bus.
I mean,
So I'm not. I mean, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm sorry, and I totally apologize to Walmart because, like, I mean, you guys are great, but also like stuff keeps going down, and y'all gotta handle it.
Yeah.
So we won't talk about it if you guys handle it.
Hey.
Boom, right there. All right. So there was a Karen that was thrown out of a store, literally thrown out of a store by a security guard because she wouldn't wear a mask.
Same old, same old.
How many months have we been in this pandemic?
Man, look, it's still happening. Still happening. Where was I at? Man, I was somewhere the other day.
Yeah.
Man, just walking around straight, no mask.
Man.
I bounced. I was like, you know what? I don't need this today. I'm just I'm not doing it.
Like, we don't, it's like, you know what? I don't need this.
I don't need this. No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. Wasn't that serious? You want to go out here? I'm out.
See, you know what you did? You removed yourself from that situation.
Because either that or like, I'm like, okay, people around here, ain't nobody gonna say nothing to them in the store. Ain't nobody say nothing to them. Y'all saw him. I saw him.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Obvious over here. Nah, I'm out. I ain't got time for this.
Yep.
The next thing you know, I say something to him and it's black man and I got a problem. Nah.
Mm-hmm. And then the police show up.
And I'm wrong. Next thing I know, I'm in cuffs on somewhere. Nope. I'm
right.
Wrong.
And that's how that happens.
That's crazy. But here we are. The videos, we still see videos. We still watch stuff all the time.
How are we in a pandemic and it's still happening?
Because people aren't following any rules.
Right.
People ain't sitting down. I was just watching a video of people out in Texas. Yeah, I know y'all got some snow. I know y'all got some ice. Weather's bad. Yeah. Whole communities out sledding. Ain't nobody got no mask on. Like I just watched the video earlier. I mean, had been a couple dozen people out there.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't seen not one mask. Everybody having a good old time, sledding, everything great. But this is what's happening,
Wear a freaking mask, man.
Tell you, I got a whole other I got podcasts for y'all. Next podcast. Mother Nature doesn't care about you.
Ooh.
How about
I love it.
How about the world doesn't revolve around you? You don't have control. I'm gonna put it out there. When it comes to this pandemic, I'm sorry your life was inconvenienced.
Absolutely.
Mother Nature doesn't give a damn about that.
Doesn't give a damn about any of us.
Yeah. So pandemic don't care about your life and what you had planned.
Right.
The weather doesn't care about your life and what you had planned.
There are people that don't
care about your life or what you had planned.
Right.
This is where we at. I was watching this video, and I hate the sidetrack, but I was watching the video on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a geek, so I watch this kind of science stuff.
Right.
They were talking about the top 10 worst volcanic explosions in human history.
Okay. Let me guess on 2. I know one of them had to be in Hawaii.
No.
And another, really? No? No. Okay. And I know Vesuvius, right?
Vesuvius was number like 10 or something like that, 9 or 10.
Wow.
I'd say number 2 was Yellowstone.
Oh.
Yellowstone is one of the biggest volcanoes. There's a lot of it's underground. You can't really tell. Then the first, I'll take the top one was Was that the one in Indonesia or somewhere? One of them was like in Indonesia. A couple big ones in Iceland,
Mhm.
Peru, places like that, right?
Man,
But the
I would
one,
never think that there would be like a volcanic explosion in Iceland.
yeah, yeah, but that's the thing. Like, so I say that to say, I'm watching this. I'm like, one of these volcanoes can pop off right now. Humans might be pretty much done.
Yeah,
That's how big some of them are.
yeah,
Yellowstone popped off right now. United States is finished.
right,
And then the massive effect for it will be it would be such a global scale event.
right.
Like a meteor. A meteor could fall out of the sky. Or asteroid. We're finished, y'all.
Hmm.
We have no control over this.
Yeah,
Hurricane, earthquake can hit right now.
yep.
Finished.
Some of y'all went to the. I'm still not over. You remember the earthquake that happened like how many years ago here?
Yes.
I'm,
I saw that story. I
I'm,
got caught in the
I'm
elevator.
still mad at people. What logic tells you, hey, let's go to the roof? We'll be safe there.
Because
I'm
people pay attention to this
where
stuff.
there were earthquakes all the time. You
That,
know, son, duck and cover.
but that's the thing. People don't have to deal with it, so they don't think about what to do. That's why I'm watching. I watch these videos. I'm like, yo, something pop off. I need to know what's happening. I need to know where I need to be, where we going. Like, it's real out here. And that's why I'm saying there's so many different things that we as human beings don't have control over, and we're not stopping.
Right. That's true.
It might be one of them at this, but we do have some control.
Right.
Here's the thing. Hey, sit down for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And mask on.
Put a freaking mask on.
No, it may not be perfect, but it may help.
Yeah.
Like, but here's the thing. Again, if you talk to people,
Mm-hmm.
conversations with people, what do they say? Oh man, I ain't got time for this. I don't have time for this.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh man, I got deuce. I got this. Man, my plans. I'm supposed to be going on vacation. All these eyes. Rona don't care about your eye.
And now we can't go outside because you
And
want
that's
to be outside without a mask
yeah.
and party
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
and put your mouth on everything.
people, yeah, that's what. But so it's like until we understand it as human beings, I hate to say it, but these things are going to continue to happen. Until we understand that part as human beings, freedom, my rights. Nature don't care about your rights,
You know what is a right? Death.
and that's the guarantee.
Not only is it a right, it's a guarantee. Death and taxes.
It's a matter.
That means
of
run your pockets and run your life.
Yep. So it's a matter of how you try and get there.
Mm-hmm.
I think until we start looking at these things as like these global scale things, like,
Mm-hmm.
but that's again, people don't think about volcanoes and stuff. You don't think about the stuff. You think about their bias. They're so focused on them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah,
Like in California, we have to think about if there's an earthquake, I need to do this.
yep.
In Maryland, I didn't think about it. I've never thought about it, but like I have to think about snowstorms. Like I have to think about hurricanes.
Yeah, that's the thing. So it's like now we need to start putting pandemic in there.
Right.
People don't think of it
Like
as
there's a pandemic. I gotta wear a mask. I gotta get hand sanitizer. I gotta protect my family.
yeah. But that's the thing. People don't look at it that way because they don't think it's being that serious. I still see people with kids and they whole family ain't got no damn mask on. So, all right, I said it was a podcast for another time.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But
Are there any more Pops and Karens?
no, but real quick, cop a mask from our website.
Yeah.
Shouts to Dots for designing it.
Yep. It's actually a pretty good mask too.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. Yep. What's they gonna do when they start talking about double masking real heavy?
I don't know. But hey, just at least put one on.
Put it on. Yeah.
Please. please. Like I literally have like 7 masks now.
Yeah.
Like I have a mask for like every single day.
I just washed my mask. Yep.
Like shouts to Real Oakland. Shouts to Hometown Hero. He runs that. Like these masks are dope. And then like I also got like from Goody, I got this one.
Yep.
Like there are a few other ones that I got. Like, please wear a mask.
Yeah.
Also, some of them are funny. Like, go get one that like makes you laugh.
Or match your outfit. Something.
Or that.
Something. So yeah. So
also I got a pickles mask coming from Kosher Deals. Like, come on now. Like some of these are cool, some of these are funny. Just wear a freaking mask.
Just follow the guidelines as best we can.
Please.
Yeah. All right. So good show. We're gonna wrap this thing up though. Y'all know where to find us, communitycoalition.com, YouTube channel. Shout out to the Black Squirrel Media Network.
Gang, Black Squirrel.
Y'all come to Black Squirrel, man. Holla at us.
Come to Black Squirrel.
Until next week, I don't know if we got planned yet, but it's gonna be something. But we're gonna get out of here. Till next week. Peace. Y'all. Out.